is the United States Naval Academy Glee Club under the direction of Monty Maxwell, chairman of the United States Naval Academy Musical Activities, to sing Maryland, My Maryland.
Remember Carol's sacred trust. Remember Howard's warlike thrust. And all thy slumbers with the just. Maryland, my Maryland.
The horses on the track for the 139th running of the Preakness Stakes. $1.5 million guaranteed. Let's meet the field. Number 1, Dynamic Impact. The jockey Miguel Mena, owned by John C. Oxley, trained by Mark Cassie. Number 2, General A-Rod, with Javier Castellano, owned by Sky High Racing LLC and Starlight Racing, and trained by Michael Maker. Number 3, the Kentucky Derby winner, California Chrome. The jockey is Victor Espinoza, owned by Steve Coburn and Perry Martin, and trained by Art Sherman. Number 4, Ring Weekend, with Alan Garcia in the irons for St. Elias Stable and West Point Thoroughbreds, trained by Graham Motion. Number 5, Byron, with Rosie Napravnik, owned by Kaleem Shah Incorporated, trained by Bob Baffert. Number 6, Ria Antonia, with Calvin Burrell, owned by Christopher T. Dunn, Luch Racing Stable Incorporated, Tom Amos, the trainer. Number 7, Kid Cruz, Kid Cruz with Julian Pimentel, owned by Vina Del Mar Thoroughbreds LLC and Black Swan Stable, trained by Linda Rice. Number 8, Social Inclusion, with Luis Contreras for Rontos Racing Stable Corporation, the trainer Manuel Esperua. Number 9, Pablo Del Monte with Jeffrey Sanchez, owned by Mrs. John McNair, Derek Smith, Michael Tabor, Wesley Ward, Pablo Del Monte, trained by Wesley Ward. And number 10, Ride On Curlin, with Joel Rosario, owned by Daniel Dougherty, trained by William Gowan. 8 minutes to Preakness 139.
Well, Rosie Napravnik returns to her Maryland roots and takes the reins on Byron. Joel Rosario replaces Calvin Burrell on 7th place Derby finisher Ride On Curlin. Javier Castellano regains the mount on General A-Rod. He rode him to a 2nd place finish in the Fountain of Youth. But can anyone catch Victor Espinoza, who is unbeaten when he rides California Chrome?
In my opinion, talent-wise, he's definitely a cut below California Chrome. And Social Inclusion, if Social Inclusion runs his race. So some circumstances are going to happen during the race to get Right On Curlin on the winner's side.
He needs pace. He also needs a little luck to work his way in toward the inside as he goes down the stretch the first time. I will say, if it comes to necks and noses and stuff like that, this jockey Joel Rosario is the strongest rider, in my opinion, in the country. So if it's a close finish, the jockey will certainly help here.
So there is a look at Ride on Curlin. There's General A-Rod. General A-Rod is 19-1 at the moment.
Now, he was pretty far back early in the Kentucky Derby. That was kind of sort of their strategy in the race. This time, you almost know they're going to try to put the horse a little closer into his comfort level. I don't think he'll be up on the lead. Maybe he will be. I don't know, but he'll be closer, definitely.
Another horse right next to Chrome you're going to have to watch and see how much speed his jockey uses.
Byron and Rosie Napravnik.
Now, this is big. Horsemen, competing horsemen, have said that even though on paper it looks like Byron doesn't have much of a chance ability-wise, they say in the morning he trains like a winner of a Preakness. They're doing an equipment change here. Bob Baffert is taking the hood off, the blinkers off, in an attempt to sort of settle him down a little early. What that means, though, we're not sure.
Settling relative to him means just a little bit off the lead. Now, Baffert said he's going to tell her to go, but he's also said he wants her to sit off the pace. So it's going to be up to Rosie.
Conflicting signals.
All right, Donna, on horseback.
Well, good news for people who like the favorite California Chrome. He has not turned a hair in the post braid, and he looks just as good as he did for the Kentucky Derby. Bad news for people who like social inclusion. I did talk to his jockey, Luis Contreras, earlier today, and he said that he was a perfect gentleman in the post parade for both of his races in Florida. And we saw what happened in the Wood Memorial. He sort of lost his composure in the post parade, got very hot and lathered, and seemed a little aggravated. And he ran third in there, which was a subpar performance for him. He's pretty much done the same in this post parade. He's gotten very lathered in here. He seems a little bit aggravated and agitated. It wouldn't be what I'd want to see if I had my money on him, Tom.
All right, he still looks fired up as they approach the starting gate. There's California Chrome. Calm as usual till he gets into the gate, and then he'll be dancing around.
And Victor Espinosa's jockey said, listen, I pretty much just let him do what he wants. As long as at the last moment we're able to straighten his head and look forward and he's standing square.
I mean, trainer Art Sherman has said, they've come to the conclusion there's really nothing they can do about it. So they just have to hope for the best and hope his feet are settled when the gate opens.
Here's Sherman on the right and Steve holding the co-owner on the left. As California Chrome enters the starting gate, can he keep alive the hopes for a Triple Crown? Ring Weekend is next to load. And Byron and Rosie Napravnik into the starting gate. And with the call of the 139th Preakness Stakes, let's go to Larry Colmus.
All right, Tom, thanks very much. Just a couple more to go into the gate. We're looking at California Chrome, and he's nice and relaxed in the starting gate right now. Not dancing, at least at this stage. Pablo Del Monte has gone in. Byron now moving into the starting gate. Ride on Curlin will be coming up to the outside stall. Will be the last 3-year-old to enter the starting gate. Acting up with social inclusion. That's him rattling about the starting gate in stall 8 there. Settling down now. Ready for a start. All in line. They're off in the Preakness. And California Chrome had a great start. He comes out of the gate very quickly, and Pablo Del Monte's the fastest one. He's going to take the lead, and Victor Espinosa is getting California Chrome to the outside of him early. So social inclusion's not in front. There goes the filly Ria Antonia. Social inclusion is in 4th early on. General A-Rod is in 5th, down toward the inside, then Dynamic Impact, Ring Weekend, Byron and Rosie Napravnik outside of horses. Ride on Curlin is second last, and Kid Cruz trails. And the opening quarter mile is 23 2/5 seconds, and it is Pablo Del Monte the leader. Ria Antonia and Calvin Burrell alongside in second. No excuses here for California Chrome. He's in a perfect spot. He's third onto the backstretch outside of General A-Rod, and Social Inclusion is back running in 5th. And then comes Dynamic Impact, Byron to the outside, and Ring Weekend along the rail. Ride on Curlin is about 9 lengths off the lead right now. Kid Cruz far off the pace. A 46 4/2 mile for Pablo Del Monte, a long shot, who leads the Preakness field into the far turn. Ria Antonia, the filly, is second, and California Chrome moves now to the outside. Now he takes second, and Social Inclusion goes with him. He's caught 3 wide. California Chrome right to the outside of Pablo Del Monte, and Social Inclusion runs up on the outside of California Chrome. And now the two of them are heads apart as they come toward the top of the stretch. California Chrome, Social Inclusion on the outside. Pablo Del Monte, Ride on Curlin is closing on the far outside. California Chrome comes into the final furlong with a 2-length lead. Ride on Curlin on the outside is trying to catch him. California Chrome reaching for the wire. Another 16th on the outside. Ride on Curlin can't get him. California Chrome Kyle Curlin, and then it was General A-Rod and Social Inclusion, and that elusive prize, the Triple Crown, awaits California Chrome in the Belmont Stakes.
The dream continues. The Triple Crown dream is still alive. And we saw that burst once again from California Chrome. And then it would look like Right On Curlin might be able to gain some ground. And there, the tearful owners and the trainer Art Sherman, as California Chrome has done it again. The 34th horse to win the Kentucky Derby and the Preakness. And, of course, only 11 went on to take the Triple Crown.
Just as he did in the Kentucky Derby, Victor Espinoza was able to get California Chrome out of the gate in a good shot, which set up the rest of the race.
Steve Coburn had a dream that this horse with the 4 white feet and the white blades that they named California Chrome for his flashiness would be a great horse. He dreamed he would win the Derby. He's been saying he was going to win the Triple Crown. What a dream he had. He and his partner laid out the roadmap for taking the Triple Crown, and they've gotten 2/3 of the way home. What a story. This horse has made, as we said, America's horse. Steve Coburn called him, and as Steve has said, the Chromies now are legion throughout the country.
He got his trip again, and once again, he made his own luck. Sharp break from the starting gate. Victor Espinoza actually nudged Social Inclusion out of the way a couple of times to make sure he got clear sailing on the outside, and that's what California did.
He was wiggling quite a bit still, but when the gates opened, he was looking down the track, and his jockey Victor Espinoza right here already moves out a couple of paths. Yeah. He's setting the table right now for the lead horse, who is Pablo Del Monte, to cross over, and boom, now he's already in the clear. Victor Espinoza would have a big smile on his face as they go by the stands the first time, because he's in the perfect position. Now he looks out and sees a filly unexpectedly going out to challenge. Even more good news for California Chrome, because somebody else is challenging the lead horse.
Now, a lot more competition in the than in the Kentucky Derby for California Chrome at the top of the stretch. A very talented horse in Social Inclusion outside of him, and as soon as he turned loose of Social Inclusion, here comes Right On Curlin running the race of his life. People criticize the Derby time, not the Preakness time. 1:54 and 4/5 seconds. A very good time for California Chrome over this circuit.
The co-fastest time since Curlin in 2007, the same as Big Brown. California Chrome has done it again. And another flawless ride by Victor Espinoza. Steve Coburn, the co-owner, with Perry Martin and Art Sherman, the 77-year-old trainer who was making his first trip ever in a long career in horse racing to Pimlico. And Jose Espinoza, the jockey who was terribly injured, who came to Pimlico to see his brother ride again, and again celebrates a victory.
That's awesome.
All right, let's go to Donna.
With Victor Espinoza, you get your second Preakness win, your second time to be on your way to a possible Triple Crown. What kind of feeling is this?
It is an awesome feeling to be able to have a horse like California Chrome. You know, today it was just a crazy race, but I was telling you, I got more tired mentally than physically riding him, but it worked out well, and he's just an amazing horse.
You said you got more tired mentally than physical riding, and we heard Jerry Bailey talking about you really had to keep positioning him because of Social Inclusion, trying to sort of jockey for position with you.
Yeah, it was. You know, once I was dead running, and then I see another horse to go to the front, so I said, well, I'm going to sit right behind him. I was going to sit like second, and next time I know I see another one and move too early, so I had to just I had to use my brains too much at that point. But I sit back, and as soon as the other horse got clear of me, it worked out perfect. I had to just track them, and the other horse, he moved a little bit early, the outside horse, the A horse. It moved in a half mile, and I thought it was a little bit too soon. But you know what? I had to go in that point. I had to just go with steady with him, because, it's still a long ways to go.
Victor, your brother Jose Espinoza was there for your Kentucky Derby win. He was here for this one. We caught his reaction. He was pretty celebratory. Is he kind of becoming your good luck charm on the Triple Crown Trail?
I think so. I mean, I'm very, pleased and lucky to, have his support and then come here to, every time I ride a Kentucky Derby now in the Preakness. So I think it's my lucky charm. And now he lives in Belmore, and I'm sure he'll be there.
Final question. How's he going to handle a mile and a half in 3 weeks?
I hope okay. I mean, you never know until he runs, but it seems like he's going to be all right. So, you know, a little bit more time. He's going to get back his energy and, you know, hopefully for the best. And you know what? We get it done.
Congratulations. Enjoy this win. Let's go to Bob Newmeyer.
How do these words sound to you, Art Sherman? A chance for the Triple Crown.
Wow. I'll tell you, it's quite a thrill. You know, it's... I know he had to run harder this race for me. Just watching him perform, you know, coming back in 2 weeks, I was a little concerned. But I'll tell you one thing, he's a real racehorse, and I'm hoping that the mile and a half is up his alley, too, because he's a very good horse.
I'm peering behind the sunglasses, but I see a tear in your eye, Art Sherman.
Oh, you got to have a tear. I got my whole family here. We worked hard all year, and Victor rode him perfect. You know, it's a dream for any trainer to do this, believe me.
As you watched the race unfold, you saw a great start from Victor in Chrome. That's what you were concerned about. That's what you told us coming over. When you were when you looked out in the turn and you know, horses started to come around, you were concerned at all?
Well, I couldn't tell how much horse he really had. You know, it was hard for me to get that good view that I usually have. Everybody was cheering and jumping up and down in front of me. So, but when I looked up on the board and I seen he started to move away, I felt really good then. Yeah.